Hey guys, James West here. It's time for another book review. This week I am talking about The Magi by Kevin Turner. This is a pretty traditional kind of fantasy story. That follows a 13-year-old Elijah Hawk, whose world is just completely turned upside down following the death of his parents and disappearance of his sister. From there, he slowly begins to learn about the existence of mages and the ongoing war between the various factions. I'm just going to say this right now. In general, I really like this book. It was very... Personally, I think it was very well written. One of the things I actually really do love about it, and if I had to pick anything, this would be the one thing I give the book credit for, is how it approaches magic. The Magi takes a much more philosophical approach to magic than you see in most fantasy books, and by this I mean a person's proficiency in a given type of magic, like earth, fire, water, wind, is very dependent on their personality. For instance, a very caring person would be proficient in earth magic. I have seen approaches like this in other books. The best example off the top of my head would be the Magisterium series, where, especially in the first book, it keeps saying fire wants to burn, water wants to flow, and so on and so forth. This book does a lot of the same, however, it puts just as much personality on the caster as the magic. And I thought that was actually pretty cool. One thing I do think I need to address about this book, and I've actually already mentioned this, is that, like I said before, Elijah's parents do die pretty much at the beginning of the book. And while the whole dead relative as a plot device thing is arguably a very overused cliche these days, as anyone who's played an Ubisoft game in the last 10 years knows what I mean. But I really think this book does a good job with it, and that it's very balanced throughout the story. I mean, by this I mean, yes, you do see Elijah being affected by the death of his parents mentally and emotionally, but you never actually see him shut down because of it. Also, you never see him, from lack of a better word, whining about it. And before any of you get angry at me for phrasing it that way, I just want to say I have read books where they have the dead relative plot device in it, and they spend so much time on it that it honestly just slows down the plot and it hampers the story as a whole. Well, this one does a good job of avoiding that while still showing the emotional weight a loss like that would have on a character. So I think that was very well done. I will say the ending to the book could have been a little better. As you might imagine, throughout the story, Eli's been asking pretty much anyone and everyone why his parents died, and at the end of the book, his mentor finally gives him a clue. However, it was only after he gave her 2 bits of information, one of which was his last name. And when I read that, I'm not gonna lie. Like, the first thought that went through my head was, wait, seriously? She did not know what your last name was? You've been asking everybody this, and now she puts 2 and 2 together? So, don't get me wrong, I think in terms of payoff for, like I said, Elijah asking that question throughout the book, I think the payoff was not that bad. I'm not saying that at all. It is actually, and also I think it actually set up book 2 fairly well. Well, it's just that I think in terms of execution, it could have been better. Now, overall, I really like the book. It's very well paced throughout. Which I always love to see. The cast of characters I loved, especially Elijah's circle of friends. You definitely saw some great character development there. there, as well as just getting the feeling that you could know these characters as people, which I always love to see. See, all in all, I'd give this book about 4 stars. Whereas I probably give it about 4.5 if it weren't for what I said about the ending, but hey, I still have hopes for book 2. So until next time, this is James West, signing off.